Hi, you're with Scott. This is Ganji Kid. I'm Ganji Kid. This is the stream. This is my stream. This is our stream. This is our stream. It's Mental Health Monday. I'm just a little bit early to do the sound check. So that's not plugged into my headphones, is it? I should do the big face. Switch to big face. And let's pop out chat. Again, I'm going to deliver this in a really low-key, calm and relaxed way for true binaural and ASMR viewers. Today we're going to talk about 5 tips. 5 tips. Hi, capital K. It's nice to see you. It's a 5-tip list thing. 5-thing list tips about how to get up in the morning. Things to do to get you up in the morning. How to get up for life in general. Last week, I'm doing this, I'm holding a cup of tea, sort of in a netherworld between wanting to take a sip and wanting to just put it down so I can keep talking. Just holding the cup of tea. Chat does indeed seem to be working, doesn't it? Hi there, how are you? How are you, Cheryl? Hope you're having a good day. And it's quite interesting that you pop into chat, actually, because boom, this is something we're going to talk about first. Today's International Women's Day. And far be it for me to assume just from somebody's name that their gender should be defined, but Cheryl's having a good day, and if she's a woman, then she's having an International Women's Day, and if you're a man, you're also having an International Women's Day because it's international. And I just thought I'd bring up these little bits and pieces before we start generally. Now, I'm not a woman, so far be it from me. I've said far be it from me twice in the broadcast now already. I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I'm not a woman, so I can't tell women about how they feel and their mental health. It's not for me to, to dominate that conversation. So I'm just going to bring up some ideas on International Women's Day about mental health. In England, around 1 in 5 women has a common mental health problem, such as anxiety, depression, or self-harm. That's 2021 stats. It says that social and economic factors can put women at a greater risk of poor mental health. Women generally find it easier to talk about their feelings and have stronger social networks, and that can help protect their mental health. There's some results of a study saying that 1 in 5 women, compared to 1 in 8 men, had a mental health problem. So more women than men suffer with mental health problems. They talk about suicide rates, self-harming, and particularly young women. So again, I'm not going to be the voice of the young women in our society. I'm not going to be the voice they turn to, and I'm certainly not going to pretend that it's me that should be dominating that conversation. But it's something that is interesting to raise. And if you know a young woman, bear in mind that they're more susceptible to mental health difficulties. So it might be worth just talking to them, seeing if they're okay. It suggests things that might affect women's mental health. And some things are universal, of course, like stress. But some things are more pertinent to women, like being the main carer of the children, and they may end up caring for older disabled relatives too, and that women carers are likely to experience anxiety and depression. They're more likely to experience it than other women. They say that women are more likely to live in poverty than men. I'll just read through the thing and then I'll directly address your point in chat. They talk about poverty, social isolation, and physical and sexual abuse, which is probably not a topic, again, that I'm going to want to dig too deeply into, being not a person of great knowledge. But it can impact on women's mental health, especially if they haven't received support, and they're more exposed to those sort of things than men, and can be more affected by PTSD. Then they also mention depression and eating disorders, emotional pain and self-harm, and that men are more likely to act out their feelings through disruptive or antisocial behaviour, whereas women may internalise their emotional pain more. There's this. I'm not going to click the link, but there's a link for a postnatal depression organisation, and then down here there's a getting help page. This is all on mentalhealth.org.uk. Going to the point. Help your son and other male friends enjoy this day. It can certainly be a time for men to celebrate women, absolutely. But this is something I'm going to bring up. I shall bring up a picture. I don't want to bring up a picture of Lauren. There's an actor, and there's an actor at the moment who says a lot of right-wingy things, and I've seen his opinions on some of these things. That he was on Question Time, and he was angry that he couldn't have an opinion on things, certainly like women's issues, women's rights, because he was a man, and that actually his opinion was equally valid because he was a human, and he didn't understand things. He didn't understand the context of patriarchy, didn't believe in certain aspects. I'm not going to dig all into that here, but it's important to realise, I believe, as a man, that it's not as important that my voice is heard in this context. It's more important that I facilitate the voices of others. That should make sense. I can celebrate them. A great example that I'm trying to lean on here. I know somebody who recently said to me they were putting together a team, and the thing that the team would be doing would be basically they put together a team of all women for this job, because the job was in the field of talking about women and issues, okay, whatever. And they said, isn't this good? I've done this thing. I put together this all women team because, it's for this women's conference or something, say whatever. And so I thought it'd be good that I'd put together an all women's team. I'm doing my thing for feminism. That's a man doing that. And what I thought was, no, you've missed the point here. What you should have done is said, oh, thank you for the offer of the job, but I know this person who is a woman that does the same job as me. I'm going to put you on to her because it would be more relevant for her and her team to do this job because of these women's issues, the women's conference, we'll say, or whatever. Devin Nash, who is a fantastic Twitch person and whatever, he put together a team of gamers, the all-women's team, a marketer, that's what he's good at, marketing. And so he was marketing this all-women's team. And that's a good thing in a way, because there is now a women's gaming team. But actually, instead of him, the man, saying, I'm going to do this thing for women, and then putting together the team, it may have been better if he could have facilitated a woman in the same role as him, if he could have helped her to achieve the same position as him, to create the same role, and pass the project onto her and let her lead it, and then she can make the women's team, and they can all be, instead of the patriarchy ascribing their acceptance of feminism and allowing it up to the level that they allow it, but not higher than me, of course, because I'm the man and I'm the boss. So I'm not going to give up my job. I'm going to let women work for me, and I'm good at feminism. So there is this tricky area for men to grasp, which it's not that you can't say, I don't know, you should just celebrate the fact that women are having this opportunity in society now. I think that's the point of these things, and to just accept that men have dominated the society for so long that when this flourishing of other communities and other styles and aspects comes to the fore, you just enjoy it and be accepting of it and enjoy it. You've got your time in the sun, they've got their time in the sun, we've all got our time to enjoy it. It will seem a bit strange to some of the men who are so used to a patriarchal society being skewed a certain way. They'll feel the balance is wrong, and there's too much of this and there's too much of that. But at the moment, things are bubbling up and we're finding our equilibriums. So just enjoy it. But certainly, it's not for me to tell other people how to behave, I guess. But International Women's Day, from a man's perspective, is, in my opinion, about, giving some applause, being supportive, and allowing the conversation to be led by others. Yeah, I think that seems right. So the main point I was going to make about women and mental health was that just women suffer as well, if not more, in different ways. So if you know somebody who's a woman, like everybody knows everybody, don't they? Everybody knows somebody who's a human. If you know somebody, just ask them, are you okay? Just tell them you've been thinking about them. Yeah, that's my little penny in the fountain for International Women's Day. It's hard to see when you're in the middle. Women experience it with relating to younger colleagues or less represented communities. Yeah, I totally would agree with that. And it's not only... I think this is a key point, maybe, that I'm going to try and get out of my head, and it might not be work. But I think that sometimes, as a man, it's not my job to actually understand it, necessarily. Like, my role, my gender precludes me from being in the mix in some of these things. A really good question. And we're going to ask, some good questions, but this is Mental Health Monday, so maybe this isn't the time and place for it. But my friend was asking me about abortion and my opinions on it. He was a man, I'm a man. And I was telling him that my opinion is that we should allow women to lead the conversation. And he was saying, no, what's your opinion though? Are you for it or against it? What do you think? And I said, I don't know if you can get this into your head, but my opinion is to allow myself to be open to the opinion of others so that they can come to a consensus and then inform me of what they think is best. In that sense, I cannot be in the mind, as much as I can try and empathise, I can't, if I'm honest, I don't feel I can make those decisions for other people, for women. And I feel that it's best for men to accept that. And like you say, when you're relating to younger colleagues or less represented communities, like, other people see things more clearly and more regularly. It's just how it is, isn't it? So I also I do think that I have a responsibility to those other communities and colleagues and other people, that I should try and learn about these things when I'm made aware of them. Racism in society, I should do my best not just to not be racist. I don't think that's just good enough, but to actually help people who are suffering the injustices. I think that's a key as well. But as I say, I don't think my helping people should be about empowering them to make their own decisions and to be free of the oppression of society, by helping them to feel powerful, by giving them what they ask for, by supporting them in their decisions, not by deciding myself how to give them power on my terms. Because it's not about me and the patriarchy. I'm not in the patriarchy, but I'm a man. It's not about our terms. It's about your terms, and we're here to listen. That should be the key. And then once we've heard and understood and digested and discussed, then we can move forward together. And that's what's happening in society. It's not so long ago that women couldn't vote. It's not so long ago that it would have been a standard opinion that women should be in the kitchen. In fact, there's still people today that perpetuate that idea. But it's silly, isn't it? It's nonsense. What we understand now is that women have a great deal to contribute to society, even more than men can comprehend, because we have differences that make us, that are positive, that are good things that we should listen to and learn from. So, women mental health, it's about talking to people, finding out if they're okay. And the patriarchy in men, it's just about giving people their due and respect in society and allowing them to lead the conversations. And if you feel cross as a man, that you feel like you're not allowed to lead the conversations because everyone else is, because it's politically correct, well, guess what? That is okay. That's okay, because that's okay. Yeah. So today, Mental Health Monday. Gone off track already, but we're doing a bit about mental health, weren't we? But what I've really got is reasons to get out of bed in the morning. I've got 5 things, and I haven't got a thing to put up on the screen, like a good picture. But here's something that I just will show you first. This is the mental health booster. Got to try and keep it low key for True Binaural ASMR. This is the mental health booster. It's a playlist on YouTube, and there's nothing in it. But we together are going to add our favourite upbeat songs, bits of inspiration, funny meme things, whatever it is that you add to a playlist on YouTube that makes you feel a bit of a boost mentally. We're going to put this together. Put this together. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And it's going to be there, and you can all watch it. And it doesn't have to be my videos. In fact, I haven't even put any of my videos in to start. There's nothing in it. So if you ever have any suggestions, you can add them, say them in chat and add them. We're going to carry on with this conversation a little bit before we jump onto our 5 things, because it's interesting. I'm old enough where I had experiences with people saying, no, women can't do thing. Very frustrating growing up, and much better for young women now. Agreed, much better for young women now, much better. But we're still not there yet. What is still sad about society, I guess part of this point that I was trying to make about men today giving the power to the women, but only on the men's terms, is that women now are really interesting. This is sociology now, and maybe something that we should bring up all the sociology study for. I should have done a preparation of this for Women's Day, shouldn't I? In the workplace, or a great example, my friend plays pool. And if you want to play pool, you have to really go down the local pub or the pool hall. The pool hall. Sorry for my voice. The pool hall. Sounds like I'm saying something weird. The pool hall. Is that how I pronounce that? Pool hall. The snooker club. You have to go there, and you have to, if you want to practice, you can either have your own table or get into playing. And if you're going to go to those places, they're going to be full of men. The local pub where the nearest pool table is, the pool table's in the back bar, where all the builders and people like that go in with their work boots. At the pool hall, there's multiple tables, and women do go there. It's not just a single-sex environment. It's a modern world. But it's dominated by men. It's a hangout for men. It smells funny. I've been there, and it smells like a men's changing room, which is not that offensive to me because I'm used to it from growing up. But that environment in itself puts off young girls. If I was a father, I wouldn't want my young daughter going to the pool hall, the snooker club, to hang out with all them young men, all those young men. It comes with this extra layer of social discouragement, just being a female pool player. So yes, while now in today's day and age, there's a pool tournament for women, there's an equal opportunity. If you want to go and play at the pub, no one's going to laugh at you for playing pool against the men. Or maybe they will still, I don't know. But there's this other layer of social norms that stop women from even attempting, or doing that basic. When you're a young lad, you kick a football all the time because your dad bought you a football and he took you to the game, and it's a boyish thing to do. Those sort of aspects, and they're changing too. Young people are not just taught that a boy plays football these days. That's absolutely fantastic. So whilst they've got the role models and they've got the opportunities, young people still need to exist in a world that the equality plays out in social situations, where the pool hall, where the snooker club is a much more mixed environment. And then it's difficult because it's a process. But yeah, I do, I can understand what you're saying there, that things are much better for young women now. I agree. I think that that's part of the argument that men make when they don't want to make any more effort on that direction, and that we can make things a lot better still. And I can do that by just not going to places and not being more meat in the room. That's not what I mean. Yeah, it's a social process, isn't it? So we don't take the piss out of girls these days for doing things that previously were ascribed masculine characteristics. No, that would be silly. Let's talk about these 5 things that I've got, my 5 ideas. I'm going to jump into that. Okay. What I wanted to say, let's just do one of these. Let's do one of these. There you go. You'll love that. It's difficult to get up in the morning, isn't it? We talked about trying in the last episode. So we talked about putting in effort. So we've done the big bit, the big thinking bit about that. But just in the morning when the alarm goes off and you're tired, and it's another, excuse my French, lousy day. Didn't even say anything French, did I? Aujourd'hui c'est lousy. It's another lousy day and you don't want to get up. So I've got 5 tips, 5 stratagems, 5 ideas that we can put into action, maybe, on how to get up. And this isn't just about how to get up out of bed. This is how to get up for life. Okay? We're going to do the mental health booster playlist. And that's kind of tip 1. And it's going to have more than 5 tips, because it's me, isn't it? It's how I do things. But tip 1 is listen to our mental health booster playlist. I'm actually going to put videos in there. You're going to suggest them as well, your favourite songs. And we're going to keep boosting that playlist. So there's 1. I might as well pick tip number 5 first, which is new hobbies lead to new things. For me, doing a YouTube channel all those years ago when I started the ASMR channel, it was just for fun, just so that I could enjoy the process. I wanted to give back to the ASMR community because I'd enjoyed their videos. It wasn't an exercise in becoming popular or anything like that. ASMR was so underground that I felt confident that if I ever went to the pub, no one's ever going to say to me, "Oh, I saw your video the other day. What's this thing you're doing?" I knew that was never going to happen. It did eventually happen, and I didn't like that. What was nice that I didn't know was going to happen was that when you upload a video, then people watch it and you get these statistics, and then you go and look at your analytics. So I could upload a video and go to bed, and the next morning when my alarm went off, I could say to myself, it's another lousy day. But I can get up and check the stats. I can see if there's any comments. I can start work on my next video. And there's just a little thing, wasn't there? There was a little thing. A new hobby can give you a reason to want to do something, to take some joy in something. It doesn't have to be making videos. It could be painting. It could be rapping. It could be learning the drums. it's certainly good if you can do some kind of feedback loop in it. Gaming counts for this. If you've got a game that you're into, you would do something the night before, you set something up, or you leave something ready to go or whatever. The next day, I'm going to get onto that, I'm going to see what the results were from that, I'm going to see what that looks like now the paint's dried. I'm going to take on that boss that I set myself up for yesterday. You can give yourself a little thing in a hobby, but it can lead to bigger things. For me, the channel built up into other stuff, and now we're doing this. Your painting might lead to joining an art society. You might become the next Banksy. So there's tip 1. New hobbies lead to new things and better things and bigger things. And they might just lead to the joy. And when your alarm goes off, you might find a routine. Well, if it's we described it. We've done that. Done number 1. Number two is cooking. Probably most of you will have done some cooking. Cooking won't be novel to everyone, but it doesn't have to just be functional cooking. And certainly when you're depressed, cooking is difficult. You don't want to do it. It's a lot easier just to have some junk food, or comfort food can be junk food. Okay, that's okay. It's all cool. But cooking can be an adventure. It can be a journey. You can learn something new. You can taste new things. It can be part of the mindfulness practice. So tip number 2 is cooking. Cooking's brilliant. You don't just have to do it for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, because it's ascribed to you. You could cook something like a cake, just something else to enjoy and have, separate from your regular meal times. You might discover new parts of the world, new cultures through cooking. Yeah, cooking's really good. And in terms of getting up in the morning, to do cooking, you might have to do some preparation. You might have to get yourself some ingredients. And if you've bought yourself some nice tomatoes for breakfast, or I don't know, an avocado. It's vegan. Vegans love the avocados, don't they? This big popular thing, avocado. It's an avocado, bruv. So what it can do for you and allow you to get up in the morning and for life is, I'm not going to mention the dreaded B word, getting up in the morning, breakfast, the B word, the old pig strips. But, if you've got something you're looking forward to, that can make a big difference. That can get you up in the morning. It can help you get up for life, to enjoy things. Yeah, so breakfast is important. It's number 2 on the list is cooking. I'm not going to elaborate a huge amount more on cooking, because that's other people's world, isn't it? But it's a big world, and you'll gain a lot of enjoyment from it, and it'll get you up. Cooking. Number 3, not available to everyone, this one, walking in the country. Walking in the country. Should we change this image now? Let's try and get something up from Ecosia for this. Let's put walking in the country. Walking in the country. Let's see what Ecosia brings up images. Let's hope these are safe for work and non-copyright. I wonder if there's a setting for usage rights. There we go, look. Free to share and use. There we go, that's walking in the country. This one's driving your Land Rovers in the country. They're all there, look at them all. Having a walk. Going for a walk. It might not be available to everyone, although I'm pretty sure everyone can access countryside in some way, even if it requires a little bit of planning. Walking the countryside, how's that going to get you up? Because when you walk regularly, in different or similar places, you start to see the world change. You start to see the way nature changes and the seasons turn, and you look forward to seeing those differences. At this time of the year in the UK, the flowers are coming up. Little snowdrops and bluebells, the bulbs, daffodils, things like that, they're coming up. So if, like me, you walked somewhere regularly, what used to be a bit of a drab, wintry landscape is now starting to come to life. And I'm part of that. Oh, bumped into the desk. I'm part of that every time I go for a walk, which is every day. So I look forward to that. I enjoy it. Might see something different. I see deer running across the countryside. I see rabbits. I see birds of prey. I see little Pukkos. You know, like in Zelda, the Pukkos. I see Pukkos. Yeah, it's always a joy to go walking the countryside. And it might seem like just empty, drab, boring nothing, mightn't it? But it's not. It's not. It's an ever-evolving, ever-changing, unless you live in a desert or in Alaska. I know even Alaska's changing and evolving all the seasons, isn't it? The Antarctic. Okay, if you live in the Antarctic, it's going to change less. But walking regularly, it's not just for the exercise, which is good for your endorphins and all that, but in my opinion, seeing that change, that cycle of life, seeing those irregular visitors, the nature, the birds, the deer, seeing these things as part of your daily routine is something to get up for. And it is. It's something to get up for. It's good. That's number 3. We've got a 3 in my 5-tip list. So Scott Stop tips 1, 2, 3. This next one, even more difficult than walking in the country for most people. Probably not an option. I'm just going to show you my Great Wave of Canagua. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to show. This next one is difficult for most people, so I'm not going to say it's easy and everyone should do it, but rescue an animal. And I don't mean that you have to go out like Ace Ventura and find someone's dolphin who's been kidnapped. What I mean is that there are many, many animals who are currently in shelters who need adopting. It might not be the perfect fit for you to get a big dog. Don't think you have to rescue a tiger like Tiger King. You don't have to fix the biggest problems in the world all at once. But if you're suffering, if you're finding it hard to develop routine and mentally, if you're looking for joy in the world, then a smaller animal, maybe one that's more independent like a cat, something like that, it can bring it. And this is a vegan saying this, so check out my work on my channel talking about pets and veganism. But these animals need adopting, these rescue animals, and you're a good person, you're a capable person, and by bringing in this small charge into your life, you develop routine, and it gives you something to get up for. Why get up in the morning? Well, you've got to feed the cat. You've got to take him for a little walk around the block, whatever the thing is. Initially, that's good for you to have that in your life, and it gives you back an awful lot as well. You develop a bond with another sentient being, and that can be really rewarding as well. Just don't take on too much. Don't take on a big dog if you're not sure. Don't have a difficult dog if you've got kids in the house. Think about it carefully. You've got time. Remember that if you do visit a shelter, then you will probably want to take home more than one of the animals, because you'll just be like, oh, the animals, I love them, let me take them. So be prepared that if you visit or start looking online, your heart is already, you're already halfway there. Just be careful. But yeah, it's a good idea. It's tip number, I've forgotten, 4, is it? Tip number 4, rescue an animal. It can make a huge difference in your life. It really can, and it will make a huge difference to the animals. give you something to get up for. This next one, talk to a friend. I've got two regular. I'm not really good at keeping in touch with my friends regularly. I've got more than two regular friends, but two things that I do regularly. One of which we're doing all the time at the moment, and the other one we can't do at all. One is calling a friend. It seems silly, but I've got a friend and I call them, or they call me, at about the same time every day at the moment. We've had coronavirus, COVID lockdown, and it's been difficult. They've been isolated, I've been isolated. But just knowing that even if there's not much to say, it's just a check-in. Even if it's something small, just a chat. It might be something more important, like when my nan died. But knowing that at about this same sort of time, we're going to be in contact. It means that I'm not going to sleep in past that time. It means that I know that there's someone depending on me to help them along, This Mental Health Monday is a bit like that, isn't it? 8 o'clock every Monday on Twitch, here I am. I really didn't want to do this week. I've been feeling a bit down this weekend. I've been feeling a bit I've not been valuing myself and thinking that maybe what I'm doing isn't the right thing. So all that was pushing, my feelings were driving my thoughts and my behaviour, as we've discussed before. But here I am. It's a regular thing, talking to my friends. That's important. You'll get a lot more out of it than just, a boring regular conversation. But even if it's once a week, penciling it in, saying to your friend, this is something I'd like to do, can we, find a slot? Can we make an appointed slot every week? Even if you miss it once or twice, it gives you a reason to get up. And this is why I'm saying daily at the moment with this COVID lockdown and stuff. Daily, it gives you something to get up for. Not just because you're going to have a chat, but because you know that when you get to have that chat, you want to have said, I've at least walked the dog, I've baked a cake, I've been trying, You want to get up, don't you? You want to have a crack at life. So that's why talking to a friend is good. Another one in the same bracket now. This is still number 0.4 or 5, depending on how you look at it. We used to do Come Dine With Me. Not the TV show. Yes, the TV show. But not with any cameras and things like that. I don't know if you've seen the TV show. Probably not if you're in America. Maybe they have it in America. I'm rambling. The point is, a group of us, 4 or 5 friends, we said once a week on Thursday, we're going to go around each other's house for dinner. And each week it'll be a different person's house. And when it's their turn, they have to put on some sort of entertainment, some sort of game or activity. They do their cooking. And then we do them a little scorecard at the end. And at the end, we put all the scorecards together and we have a good laugh about the things we did and who rated who. And it's not designed, on the television, it's designed to cause conflict. Oh, you gave me a 6, I gave you a 7. Oh, there's £1,000 at stake. That's not what we did. We just had Mexican night round Charlie's house, and we had Chinese food at my sister's house, and I did oh, this is part of another point which I haven't written down. I got an allotment growing plants. That was going to be another point, so we'll get to that point in a minute. But I grew these pumpkins this year, not this year, the year we started Come Dine With Me. And pumpkins are big, they're like this. I've got like 7 of them. And what am I supposed to do is 7 pumpkins. So for my Come Dine With Me evening, I made pumpkin. I think we had like, when you have like melon balls, like pumpkin balls, and I had pumpkin bolognese, and I had pumpkin pie for dessert. That was my menu. Because I just wanted to feed them all these pumpkins. I had loads of it. So yeah, we had a great fun time doing Come Dine With Me. But knowing that it was penciled in, even if you do it once a month, first Thursday of every month, knowing it's penciled in gives you something to get up for and plan for when it's your turn. It gives you something to get up for and enjoy with your friends. And because it's a cycle, I've done mine, so now I'm going to go to yours, and you're going to go to that. Because we all know it's being part of something that you're committed to, that you don't just want to say, oh, I'm not going to bother this week because, I can't be asked. It's part, you've done the one, you're doing them all. So that's talking to a friend as well. It's part of the friendship thing. It seems like a bit weird that I'm saying organise your friends, but it can be so easy just to see people when you see them, can't it? It can just be easy just to not see someone for a month, forget to call them for it. What's it been? I've got people who I consider still to this day, I would consider in my heart to be really good friends, who I really care about, who I haven't spoken to since like university. And that's on me. That's my problem with communication. But still, what I'm saying is that, talk to your friends. But if you have to organise your friends, and if you have to say, look, for my own good, for me, can we do this thing, this like once weekly supper club, or, whatever it is, can we get together in the car park and talk about the cars, on a Thursday, whatever, maybe you start your own club, I don't know. But organise your friends so you can call them regularly and you can see them on a routine. And it's good. It is good. That's something to get up for. It is. It's good, so it's good to get up for. So now we'll do point extra, because I think we're on past 5 now, aren't we? My 5th point is growing flowers, growing plants. I grow pumpkins, as I've said. I grow cucumbers. I grow courgettes. I grow tomatoes. I grow, this is supposed to be ASMR, so I'm just listing vegetables now, aren't I? I grow squash. I've got an allotment. But yeah, it's fantastic. It gives you some reason to get up, to go and do some stuff. You see the cultivation taking shape. You see the response from the earth and the things growing, and then you get to enjoy them, and that leads to the cooking. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. You don't have to have an allotment. You can grow something small on a window ledge. You can grow herbs like basil and coriander and things. There's a range of things, and as soon as you get into it, as soon as you start with one little thing and see it go in and enjoy it, you'll get into it more. You'll start doing more. So just start with something small. Just start with something pretty. Sunflower. I don't know. I like growing peppers as well because you can eat them. But whatever's your choice, whatever's your thing, have a little crack at that. It gives you something to get up for because you've got to make sure that's watered and maintained. It gives you a little thing in your routine. And it's another one of those, like the hobby, where if you can leave something drying overnight, if you can, it takes a bit longer, but if you're watching your peppers cultivate on the plant, then you want to get up in the morning and have a little look and see how they're doing. Have they started to ripen yet? Are you going to be picking them? That's really, really enjoyable. So there's another tip. That's something to get up for and a way to enjoy life. And also, you might have noticed by now, a little secret. I'll just say it. Secret is a whisper. These aren't complicated things. These aren't like, I'll just do it in normal voice. This isn't how to get up in the morning because Justin Bieber's going to come round your house and make you pancakes. This is just how to get up in the morning for pancakes. You don't need all those extra big things. If you've been affected by the COVID lockdown over the last year, maybe you'll realise, like I do, that you're missing the small things, seeing your friends, eating at each other's houses. Yeah, you don't need the big super world. You don't have to have you don't have to be printing out cryptocurrency overnight, It's little things. It's watching a plant grow. It's rescuing a stray cat. It's walking in the countryside and seeing the turning colours of the earth. It's cooking, discovering new things that you didn't know you enjoyed, finding new places to explore. Yeah, it's all those things. Simple things, but they're good reasons to get up. And my final one, my final tip, a good reason to get up, is getting to bed. I've got a little dog, right? My little dog, he goes out just so he can come in again. I love it, but yeah, getting to bed. You can't. One of the main issues, the difficult bits with the mental health, with the depression, I find myself, many other people do too, you might, is getting to sleep and getting up in the morning. Getting to sleep at night, getting up in the morning. And they play into each other in such a poor way. If I don't sleep well, I don't get up the next day. And if I don't get up the next day, then God help me, how am I going to sleep tonight? You know? Getting to bed. So there's a reason there when the alarm goes off, just to remember that we're trying to break that cycle. We're putting in a bit of effort. I want to be able to get to bed at night, so I want to get up in the morning. I'm not very good at that, personally. I'll be honest about that. I do not get up well in the morning. You know, I'm cross and grumpy. And maybe I'll do a brand new first thing in the morning stream one of these days and just show you what I'm like. I need coffee, which I don't drink anymore. I don't let myself have the coffee anymore, so I'm even more cross. But the main thing I like doing in the morning is just pressing 5 minutes more on the snooze and just saying, no, F that, just a bit more time in bed, please. But getting a good nighttime routine helps you to want to get up in the morning. It plays into it in the other way. It's not easy, but realising at, at 2 in the morning, if you're still grinding out that next level of XP, that maybe this can wait till the next day. If you play Fortnite at 3 a.m, realising that adrenaline pump from a build fight in the last 2, as the storm closes, is going to amp you up, and you're going to need another half hour just to calm down from that. You know, it's saying to yourself consciously, look, tonight I want to get to bed, so these are the limits. These are the limits. Because I push past my limits all the time. My alarm goes off on my phone to say, you should be in bed now, and I look at it and think, you've got no chance. You've got no chance. I'm pushing way past my limits. But at least I know they're my limits. At least I've recognised it and put a marker down. I think we should try and ascribe some limits. We're going to do more work on getting to bed another time, bedtime routine. That can be something we do next week, can't it? But it's going on the tips list. It's going on the list of how to get up in the morning, because it is really important. And I'm not saying that just by lying down in bed at 11 o'clock, that's going to solve your sleep problem. I'm not saying that. But it's on the list. And we didn't put it into Ecosia. We didn't put it into Ecosia, so you can't even see it. Getting jiggy with it, that's not what we want. That'll get you to bed, won't it? Getting to bed. Oh, look, they're all tired. Are they all free to use and share? Oh, they look a lot. Did you see the difference in quality there? I'm going to show you the ones I'm not allowed to show you, just briefly. Just public domain usage rights, free to share, free to modify, I don't know what. Look, these are the ones you've got to pay for. Professional photography, professional stock photography of people in pure crisp white linens, looking fantastic in the morning. Looking fantastic in the morning. Like that photograph is one of the most least genuine photographs I've seen in such a long time. Who in the world, whose bed looks like that in the morning? And they've at least had the good sense to push one of the pillows off the side. But come off it. This guy's couldn't load, right? Fine, good, because you need to pay for it anyway. It knows you need to pay for it. Now this is what you get if you don't want to pay. That's what you get if you don't want to pay. That's what your bed looks like now. Crisp white linen's gone, hasn't it? That's gone. Box to help get you into bed. Still got your clothes on. And kids, I'm not putting kids up, I'm not choosing the picture of the kids. Don't want the logarithms to completely, well, this one, that one's free. So our nice pictures of bird have not helped, have they? Well, we'll go with that one. Getting to bed. But getting to bed's important. It's important. And I'll just finish briefly on the Mental Health Monday top 5 tips how to get up. I just wanted to say a little bit about routine with this lovely picture. Routine's not easy. We've talked about it before. But I've found that some of my work can help my routine. As I said right at the start, when I make a video, I upload it, and then I can go to bed. And then when I wake up the next day, that can be a thought that I can have in the morning. Oh, I can check to see how that's been doing. With games might be a good example. You always want to grind to the next thing, and there's a lot of games that put you in the loop of, you don't just put it down, you just do another. On Stardew Valley, just another day, saved. Oh, I just opened up again. Oh, I'm just going to go outside. I'm only going to pick one thing. Oh, I'm going to have to just do a whole other day. If you can, in your mind, if you can say to yourself, I'm going to use these things to help my routine, I'm going to force myself to put down Stardew Valley. But that's good because I can pick it up tomorrow morning. It can be something to get up for. Other games allow you to set up a situation like a boss fight or some kind of progress jump, and you can say to yourself, look, I'm just going to leave this here for tonight, and I'm going to set that up so that tomorrow it's something for me to get up for. A lot of these things can end up being negative. I've deliberately picked those examples, that computer game examples, because it can work the other way as well. You can just say, I'm just going to do this now, I'm just going to grind out, just going to keep doing it, and then it can be something that stops you from getting up the next day. You squeeze it for all the juice it's worth, and then the next day you don't want to get up and play the game because you've done it all last night, and now you feel absolutely shattered. So yeah, it can be in your hobbies, it can be part of the process routine of creating art is a wonderful example, because you have ideas, you make sketches, and this goes for creating videos, media. I was going to do a video about why create videos, but it's part of that. You have ideas, I want to reach you with ideas. That's my reason for making all of my work, all of it. I want to reach people with ideas. So I come up with an idea, a concept, I do some research, I do some recording, I put it together, some editing, some talking, and then at the end of all that, I put it out there in the world, and then I deliberately, it's not, I'm talking about me now, we should be talking about you, but I don't gain my good feeling from, I gain my good, at the end of it, when I've watched it and seen an ASMR video as a good example, because I watched my own video and I'm like, yeah, happy with that, because I've watched it a million times in the editing, I've been working on it, and I'm like, right, finally, happy with that, I'm happy with that, good, success, box ticked, and I put it out there in the world, so I feel happy. Then my routine is to start the next idea, so I go to bed thinking about, like, what's my next video, or what are these other ideas I'm working, things like that. But the process, as I said, it allows me this other thing to look for in the morning, how it's been received. It could be that you don't upload till the morning, so you work on something and then you leave it in your upload thing so it can go live in the morning, something to get up for. It could be that your art process is making a song and you work hard at something, you record it, don't listen to it, wait for the next day, wait for the morning, or record it and put it out there on the internet and see how people respond in the morning. Probably no one will watch it with songs on the internet, but you know what I mean. If your hobby process can involve that break and return and take enjoyment from the thing you're returning to, from seeing the result, from the peppers growing, from the listening to the song in the morning, then it can give you something to get up for, and then you can repeat that process. And that's what art does for you in beautiful ways. So, yeah. That's been Mental Health Monday for this week, I think. I've gone over my ideas now. I did tell you that I was having a bit of a negative introspective weekend, so I didn't feel confident about doing this today, but I think it's good that we're here, and I'm really pleased and I'm really happy that you've joined us, and we've been able to hopefully provide something valuable for people that you know what I'm saying. Oh no, you know what I mean. Just feeling a bit shy about that. Yeah, I hope we're doing good work. And what it's important to say is that I felt, me. It's not about me. It's about you. But I felt unsure about how to proceed this week, and just doing this, getting off on the right start. Tomorrow, I can edit this, put it for True Binaural and ASMR. It gives me something to get up for. And then I'm going to do another broadcast tomorrow. We're doing art history. We're going to crack on with this thing we've started. We're going to push on with it. Do you like me in blue today? Do you like the blue? Got the blue. Wearing the blue. There are other colours to explore. And if you have any ideas for songs that you want to add to the mental health playlist, stick them in. If you've got any art that you want to send us to put on the walls behind us, or to exhibit or talk about during our streams, then send it in. My email address is truebinaural@outlook.com, or you've got chat. I'm feeling good about this. Feeling good. Feeling back in blue. And you'd be good, my little Pukkos. You'd be good.